All right. Hey, everybody. Hopefully, this is getting out into the interwebs. If you all could do me the solid of letting me know in the comments real quick if you're seeing this and hearing this, because we know the games that they play in order to stop the signal here. Merry Christmas to everybody. I have my festive shirt on. Hopefully, we get some folks here. I want to talk to everybody about a filing that the ATF. All right, John, thank you for letting me know. ATF has filed a response to Firearms Policy Coalition's request for a summary judgment. And of course, the ATF is disagreeing with their request of a judge saying, hey, this case is done, right? So there are multiple cases challenging the pistol brace ban. This is specifically Mock v. Garland. And I'm going to show you some things. I want to go over it with you so you can see exactly how pompous the ATF is, maybe catch a lie or two, and then they admit they made errors, but they don't care. Interesting stuff. If y'all could do me a favor, a couple things. First off, like and subscribe to this channel if you could. If you think more people should know about what actually happens in the Second Amendment, I'd appreciate that. And second, if you are somebody of religious faith, maybe send one my way, send a prayer my way just for wisdom, because we are going through it for the last couple days. I would appreciate that. If you're not into prayers, just maybe some good jujubes or something. I appreciate it. Y'all, the reason I do this, I have been burning it up lately. There are a couple. This is one that I wanted to get through to a couple days ago, but I figured we'd do it live, and maybe we'll see where it goes from here. So I'm going to show you on screen here. This filing was filed. I don't even know what's today's date. 3 days ago, and this is their response to a summary judgment request by FPC, and this is the Mock v. Garland case. Okay. And it's going to be easier if I bring up this sidebar and jump, because there's a ton of information that we don't even need to look at because it's citations and stuff. So let's look here. This is the introduction. This is how they start this case. So behold, you have heard many pompous things in your life, but you are about to hear a pompousness that should never be spewed from the United States government about its citizens. But here we go. Says, for nearly a century, Congress has regulated short-barreled rifles, weapons it deemed uniquely dangerous and prone to criminal misuse. Oh my, pause real quick. Wow, it's not your planet, man. Thank you. Seriously, man, that's humbling. Merry Christmas, man. That's not why I do this, but thank you, man. That hit me right there, right now, right where I need it. Thank you. Federal laws define a rifle as a rifle bored weapon that is designed, made, and intended to be fired from the shoulder. When a rifle has a barrel shorter than 16 inches, it is a short-barreled rifle subject to certain regulatory requirements under the National Firearms Act and the Gun Control Act. Now remember, we're talking about pistols. Judges, in many cases, have said a pistol will always be a pistol. A pistol is not a rifle. Therefore, putting a brace or anything else on a pistol, it remains a pistol. And now ATF is looking to fix that narrative because they're about to lose bigly, hugely. Over the last decade, firearm manufacturers have sold short-barreled weapons equipped with devices commonly referred to as stabilizing braces. These braces are typically designed to attach to the rear end of a pistol, made with a rifle receiver, but no buttstock. What is a rifle receiver? There, you caught the first one, I hope. There's the first one. When you go to buy a part in any store for the last 30 years, is it a receiver or is it a rifle receiver? Is it a frame or is it a rifle frame? Is it a buffer tube or a rifle buffer tube? Or is it a pistol buffer tube? Yeah, they have smooth ones, but the ATF is trying to play that word game again. So there's the first one. These devices are typically designed to attach to the rear end of a pistol made with a rifle receiver, but no buttstock. And although manufacturers claim that stabilizing braces are intended to wrap around the shooter's forearm to assist with single-handed firing, there it is. Manufacturers often design braces to imitate traditional shoulder stocks and market them as a way to convert pistols into shoulder-fired weapons. The result has been the widespread evasion of federal controls on the manufacture and possession of short-barreled rifles. So if you read between the lines there, they're losing a lot of tax money, and they're really upset about that. Because if something was really that dangerous, it doesn't become less dangerous if I fork over $200 bills, right? In response to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives they promulgated a rule that explains when a weapon equipped with a stabilizing brace is a short-barreled rifle under the NFA and GCA. So they just said that they're trying to change the law. There's the next one, right? Factoring criteria for firearms with attached stabilizing braces. And to provide guidance to the regulated community, that's us schmucks with a regulated community, the American citizens. The rule outlined a type of evidence that ATF considers when determining whether a particular brace-equipped weapon is designed, made, and intended to be fired from the shoulder, and thus a rifle under federal law. However, that's not what the definition of rifle is. So the ATF, again, just lied. And it's just, this is amazing, amazing stuff. Bill Lowe. Let me take a second to thank y'all. Thank you, Bill, man. I appreciate you. And Jamie, thank you. Merry Christmas to each and every single one of y'all. We've almost been 10 years together, guys and gals. Think of that. 10 years Guns and Gadgets has been ripping the airways, pissing off the ATF. The plaintiffs challenge this routine rulemaking. It's routine for us to just change laws by influencing with rules, right? Yes, ATF can't make law, but they can make rules. But if they had the teeth of it's Johnny actually calling me. If it has the teeth of law and can put you in prison, then it's a law. It's not a rule. So plaintiffs challenge this routine rulemaking under the APA, but no Tax Anti-Injunction Act bars their claims, which seek relief that would obstruct the collection of the NFA's tax. So we want our money, Daddy. Let me give you all credit where credit is due. Handgun said to fire hand, yes. Michael Meadows, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Hungry 40s, thank you very much. Appreciate you. You guys and gals are the reason I do this. Thank you. And even if this court had jurisdiction to entertain the plaintiff's claims, so they're saying you might not even, because we're the ATF, you're just a judge, procedurally compliant, and entertain the plaintiff's complaints, none should survive scrutiny, as the rule is consistent with the National Firearms Act, reasonably explained, procedurally compliant, and constitutionally sound. It violates the Constitution. It violated the APA because they said, here's this worksheet. Oh, we're going to take that away and do something after the fact. So they're lying through their teeth, through and through. And I hope the judge just destroys them. The court should therefore grant summary judgment in defendant's favor on all of the plaintiff's claims. Okay. The background, I'm not going to go through this because we know the background. The NFA, 1934, the Gun Control Act, 1968. But I will show you this here. Charlie, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. And thank you all for joining me on the live. Please like it so more people know it's here. The reason I'm doing the live is because I don't have the time or current mental capacity right now. It's been a rough couple days. I just don't want to go through and do the whole setup and then edit and stuff. So we're going to hang around live, Frick it, we'll do it live. Look at number 3. Here's another lie. Congress has vested in the Attorney General the authority to prescribe rules and regulations to administer and enforce the National Firearms Act and the Gun Control Act, as written, not to change them. The Attorney General has delegated that responsibility to ATF, which has promulgated regulations implementing both statutory schemes. Although not statutorily required, ATF invites manufacturers and members of the public to submit weapons or other devices to ATF for classification of whether the weapon or device qualifies as a firearm under the NFA. Stephen, thank you, my friend. I really appreciate you. Once I get through the reading part here, I will we'll do some questions and stuff like that, and I'll get back to the comments. I just can't do 3 things at once. I apologize. I am only but one. So they're saying we don't even have to do that. We just do that to help you guys. The classification process enables ATF to provide manufacturers and individual possessors with the agency's official position concerning the status of a firearm under the national firearms laws. ATF has made clear, however, that classifications are subject to change if later determined to be erroneous or impacted by subsequent changes in the law or regulations. So there have been no changes in the law, period. Yet ATF is changing things left and right. So there's another lie. Christy Russell, thank you very, very much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. All right, so it says part 2 here, ATF's pre-rule classifications on guidelines regarding braced weapons. They're saying, we were good to go for 10, 12 years. They throw some pictures in here. It's more of the same from them. They do this every time. Every filing, they put the same stuff in here. This isn't really anything new, so we're going to rip through it. Goes into the rule, which we've covered ad nauseum on this channel. And then I want to show you here. They go to the definition of the statutory term rifle, and if I'll highlight it here so you can see where we're starting there. So the Gun Control Act, the rule amended regulations issued under the NFA and the Gun Control Act that address the statutory definition of rifle. Remind me in the comments who has the ability to change legal definitions. Okay, there's another lie by them. Joe Roscoe. Christmas blessings to you and your family. Thank you, Joe. You as well. First one in Tennessee. I'm looking forward to it. David Lang. Thank you. Wow, man. Y'all are awesome. You're still the man. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. It means a lot, man. It really does. Really, really does. So they're caught saying that, we changed the definition. So they tell you right there, yeah, we did that. Unconstitutionally, we did that. The amended regulations clarify that in ATF's view, because now they're apparently higher than Congress, the statutory phrase designed, redesigned, made, or remade and intended to be fired from the shoulder includes any weapon that is equipped with an accessory component or other rearward attachment, a stabilizing brace, that provides surface area allowing the weapon to be fired from the shoulder, provided that other factors indicate the weapon is designed, made, and intended to be fired from the shoulder. Pretty damn vague, right? That's how they operate. Terry Kavanaugh, thank you very much, man. So blessed to have you all here, man. Thank you so much. So they said, yeah, we changed the definition. We don't need Congress. Who's Congress? And it's up to us, and we're going to create this gray area where no pistol brace firearm will ever be not classified a short-barreled rifle. That's all they do is just operate in the gray area, right? So they go over the areas of the weight and length of pull and all this crazy stuff. None of that is in the Constitution. Not one lick of it. Okay. And then they had the options for persons with us. If you have an SBR, you could have done that free. A lot of people out there fell for that free tax stamp. You can turn them into the cops. You can destroy them or remove the pistol brace and destroy it. Although they said that you didn't have to destroy it, and then they said you had to destroy it again. And then if you kept the brace, because they're not banning braces, but it was too close to a pistol where one could possibly go on that gun, then that was constructive possession of an SBR, still go straight to jail. Gray areas. This is like how they operate. We've covered that. Okay. And this says, they talk about this lawsuit as well as all the other ones challenging this law. This rule that they want to have the teeth of law. And it says, following the rule's publication, the plaintiffs filed a lawsuit to challenge the rule under the APA. And they moved to preliminary and join its enforcement shortly thereafter. This is where we all got our coverage if you're an FPC member, right? And then the next case, forgive me for the timing, the next case was GOA and then SAF, or SAF and then GOA. But either way, if you're a member of those groups, you were covered by the preliminary injunction. Dank matter. We've been on the back foot for years. It's hard not to, yes, dude, I get it. I'm still, there's one of those days I don't even want to do this, but it's pro 2A content creators like you that give me hope. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. And then we had a case that they don't discuss here. I'll go back here. They don't talk about it. The Brito case. That's where the judge said, you know what? This is so unconstitutional. We're going to stay the rule in its entirety. That's where we are right now. There is no pistol brace rule. That's why the ATF is fighting the way they are. So it goes through the legal standards. Here's their argument. I'm not going to read each thing. I'm going to just show you the headline because you know the ATF. Nobody here is brand new to this game. Sorry. Just trying to keep this up. Raphael. Thank you, bro. Dangerous unless you give us 200. Exactly. Yes. Only then does it become unsafe or more safe. So here's their argument. The Tax Anti-Injunction Act bars the plaintiff's claim. So because we're allowed to collect a tax, you can never challenge us. That's what they say right there. We'll go to the next part. Number 2, the rule properly interprets the statutory definition of rifle. But they just told us, in what I read, that they changed the rule, the definition. So there's another lie. Boom, 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 boom. Because a rifle's not a pistol's not a rifle. The next part I wanted you to see. This is just going over back and forth under that part. I was just talking about 3. The rule is not arbitrary and capricious. Really? Okay. So according to Heller, McDonald, Caetano, and Bruin, things in common use can't be banned. Caetano was when Massachusetts got their face destroyed by the Supreme Court in a unanimous decision over stun guns and tasers. And they said that the Second Amendment extended to stun guns and tasers because they were in common use. And there is a whole boatload more of pistol-based firearms probably in this town than there are tasers in Massachusetts. So what does that say for in common use? What is this one? Rob Hammonds, Stay Strong America. Yes, better days are coming, folks. So ATF, again, another lie. They're just inundating this. Hopefully this judge just destroys them because this is going to be good. So the logical outgrowth. It says this court has expressed that the Fifth Circuit's decision in Mock signifies that plaintiffs have already succeeded on the merits of their logical outgrowth challenge to the rule. Yeah, they have. But on a motion for preliminary injunction, a plaintiff must demonstrate only a substantial likelihood of success in the merits. And substantial does not mean certain. So they're playing word games like, hey, look, we have this little sliver of hope. Please give it to us. Says the rule is not subject to notice and comment requirements. Funny, because that's the law on the APA, like the rulemaking process, you have to have comments. But they're saying, you know what? We don't even have to let you do that because it's a rule. So check this out. To begin, under the APA, an agency must provide the public with notice and an opportunity to comment before it issues a final legislative rule. But not all rules must be issued through the notice and comment process. The notice and comment requirement does not apply to interpretive rules, which are issued by an agency to advise the public of the agency's construction of the statutes and the rules which it administers, and explain what an agency thinks a statute or regulation actually says. Here, the rule was exempt from the notice and comment. So what they're saying is, we don't even have to tell you guys. We can just change the way we interpret stuff and not even let you know and just keep locking you guys up for violations of the NFA and GCA. It's a little different than the way I said it, but they're saying we didn't even have to do comment period because we're just interpreting things, and that's not a requirement. Congress, do your job and delete the freaking ATF. Says the rule is a logical outgrowth of the proposed rule. It's not, though. They took away the worksheet. So if we say this is what's going to be in this rule and then we take some of it away, is that a logical outgrowth? No, not for people with an education. It's not. And unfortunately for the ATF, we have a lot of well-educated attorneys salivating on every move they make. Any error, check this out. Any error in ATF's process was harmless. Lastly, the defendants, ATF, respectfully disagree with the mock panel that plaintiffs have demonstrated prejudice as required in City of Arlington versus the FCC, merely because the rule is not a logical outgrowth of the proposed rule. The harmless error rule requires the party asserting error to demonstrate prejudice from the error. So they're saying that nobody was ever prejudiced because of this rule, but they also don't talk about the rule of lenity, which says any rule that has the teeth of a law, then we the people, we are the ones that get the attaboy. We get they're lenient in our favor is what that is. It says neither the rule nor the NFA violates the Second Amendment. I'm going to pause right there. And I'm going to let you guys soak that in right there. Neither a rule banning millions of commonly owned guns, nor the National Firearms Act, which says, yeah, the Second Amendment says shall not be infringed, so we're going to make a whole thing infringing all over it. Those don't violate the Second Amendment. No. Why? Look at A. They say braces are not bearable arms protected by the Second Amendment. ATF doesn't put in here that they have no jurisdiction over accessories. Like this light, this pistol light. ATF can't make rules about that. They have no jurisdiction over that. They don't have jurisdiction over braces either. It's just a piece of plastic and a Velcro strap, a couple rubber flaps. Then they say short-barreled rifles are dangerous and unusual unless you give us $200. But are they really dangerous and unusual? If they're saying that these items, these pistols with braces on them, they're really short-barreled rifles, and there's 10 to 40 million of these things that we're banning by the stroke of a pen, are they saying that these are more dangerous than this? If they're saying they're the same thing? If there's 40 million of these out there, are they really dangerous and unusual? It's not really unusual because they're in common use and they're not dangerous. This is the ATF. This is the games they play. It's almost wrapped up here. Taxing and registration of short barrel rifles does not implicate the Second Amendment. So us putting a restriction on your freedom doesn't implicate the Second Amendment. The ATF said this in court. That's what they're arguing here. Historical tradition of firearm regulation supports the rule and the NFA. I have one here. Where the hell did I put it? I had it here. I think I cleaned it up on accident. I have a pocket constitution that I wanted to read from, but it's gone. However, I've read it 3,000 times, and it doesn't say anything about the NFA. It doesn't say anything about anything that the ATF does. It doesn't say anything other than a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's what it says. They're saying that there's historical tradition of people banning, the country banning all these items. There's no historical tradition of the ATF. Put that one on the back burner there. So yeah, that's the basis of their filing. The rest of it is kind of bullshit. The rules is not unconstitutionally vague. All kinds of things may cause your item to be banned, but we're not going to put it in black and white. That's not vague, they're saying. Not vague at all. And then they had one or two more. The rule is otherwise constitutional. Other than all the things I just said and how it's unconstitutional in all these ways, other than that, it's constitutional. Okay? All right. And then they go into this part of any relief should be narrowly tailored to redress the plaintiff's injuries. And the universal vacator is unwarranted. So they're saying, look, Your Honor, like, please don't just vacate this entire rule for the country. Please, it's not really warranted. Stick with us. Give us another try. They're disgusting people that work in that agency and write this crap. Plaintiffs are not entitled to their proposed injunction. So you don't even have the right to have this rule stopped. So just so you know. So this was, who wrote this bullshit? Brian M. Boynton, the Principal Deputy Assistant Attorney General, and Brigham Bowen, who is the Assistant Branch Director of the ATF. And who are their attorneys representing him here? Jody Lowenstein, Michael Dresner, Taylor Pitts, Faith Lowry. They're the trial attorneys for the U.S. Department of Justice. And that's just saying that it was sent. It was certified sent. So, yeah, I just wanted you all to see that because it's something that needs to be shown, because a lot of people don't realize what happens behind the scenes and just how unconstitutional our government acts. And I wanted to put it out there. And I figured if I did it live, it would get out to you faster, and it wouldn't be the signal wouldn't be stomped on. So I would love to ask you again to please like the video and share it, and double check your subscription to this channel, please. I built this channel on honesty and integrity, and I will always remain that way. So if you want honesty and integrity when it comes to the Second Amendment, subscribe to this channel and seriously, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe, guys and gals. I really appreciate y'all. We're 25 minutes into it. It looks like my internet's going out, so I'm a little choppy. I appreciate y'all. Quick notice, just quick note if I can, if I'm still here. It's not choppy. Merry Christmas. I will see you all again tomorrow, but Merry Christmas, y'all. Enjoy the time you can with your family. Squeeze your loved ones, man. Seriously, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for your time. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.